Here's bamboo used for beehives. Set along the side of the house, the bees swarm in the hives, and the Dusans are great people at collecting honey. The walls of the house are made of bamboo. And even the chicken, the broody hen, nests and sits on its eggs and slit bamboo. The old man brings bamboo carriers containing the claddy lily cooked up to feed the pigs in a bamboo pig trough. These people are strong on domestic animals, goats and fat pigs, and they have a great many buffaloes. Unlike most of the inland tribes of Borneo, they don't regard the buffalo as a ritual or very special animal, largely because they have so many of them and are so successful at rearing them. So if they have a surplus buffalo or two, they'll kill one purely for their own use. And this one is being killed for a feast, a party, to celebrate the making of a new house. Every time a new house is made and finished, there's a housewarming with quite a big feast of meat and drink, the idea being to drive away any possible evil spirits and also to be generally hospitable and friendly, because these are a most hospitable, friendly, amiable and peaceful and incidentally industrious and intelligent people. Because they live in small communities far apart, probably they can't eat all the meat on the actual occasion. So extra shares are divided out, and those will be taken away by the guests to eat for the next few days after they get home. There's a share of meat for everybody. And as well as the buffalo, there'll be chicken, and possibly a goat, a pig even, and all sorts of vegetables and other foods to make it a really good feed. As well as the food, of course, very important is the drink, and here's a kid testing the first run of the rice wine. This wine is made from rice. It's distilled in these jars, some of the jars being very old and going back 500-600 years, imported from the coast. And the water is added just as the guests are arriving to make a really potent and powerful brew. The glass or cup for drinking the wine, of course, made from bamboo. The host samples a little before the party begins. The Dusans are tremendous rice eaters, and rice is the staple of the feast, both as food and in the rice wine. The gongs are among the most valuable things in Dusan life. These gongs were made probably in South China and in Brunei Bay and brought up here long ago, and the banging of the gongs summons the guests to come in from the valleys all around. Once the party has begun, the guests have been summoned by the gong beating. These gongs must not cease. They continue their rhythm from probably when the party starts about 3 in the afternoon until next morning, when eventually the party breaks up. Meanwhile, practically continuously, people will be eating as much as and whenever they feel like it, and drinking the rice wine too. The gongs, of course, help to drive away any evil spirits that may be in the vicinity, and the hospitality warms the house gloriously. Always behind is the great mountain mass of Kinabalu, and with the dawn, the clouds clear, and there are still people, a few, the hardcore, dancing into the daylight to warm the new home. The last of the drink, the dregs, the white lees of the rice wine, being tinned out for the hard cases who can still take it. And the last man dances the party to a glorious Jewson finish.